Hello, Broncos country. Welcome to the halftime hash. My name is Kev Dan. It is not halftime yet. There's still 54 seconds on the clock. However, this will be my last halftime hash of the year, so I figured let's extend it by a few minutes, as I will not be here next week. You'll get Jared probably for the halftime hash next week against the Chargers. But right now, Broncos are down 13-10. They are driving. 54 seconds left to go. All three timeouts. We'll see what's happening. I'll call out the plays for you all. I'm sure you're watching the game too, but in case you're not, I'll give you my call outs and my reaction. So with Wilson in the shotgun, looks like Edmonds off to his left. You got two wide receivers up top, looking to maybe extend the field. Oh, good catch by Edmonds. Past the 50, down to about the 47. Very nice. Clock ticking down to 41 seconds before we call the timeout. Good pass. So what we saw earlier, I want to hear from you all. Clayton, how you doing? Glad you're in here. You know what? This has not been compared to last week. This has not been a bad game at all. Not at all, guys. We're not losing tremendously compared to the first times we played the Chiefs. We're not down 27-0. So look, it's not as bad, but well, it's a 3-point game. If we get in field goal range, now Chiefs will get the ball back to start the second half. But going into halftime, at least tied up would be huge for this team. Made some good plays. Offensive line is what I think is really killing us so far. But that is what it is. It's not that they're all starters and they suck. It's that they are, minus Dalton Reisner, the rest are second, third string players I've, probably practice squad earlier on. I can't keep track of all the movements on this team because of the injuries. Broncos need, let's call it 15 yards safely to get into a decent field goal range here from the shotgun. Wilson throwing to Sutton out to the 39-yard line. Going to call another timeout with 36 seconds left. So we are right there at the edge of field goal range. Let's see. Clayton. Yeah, I got to get the ground game going. It's part of the thing. Like, yeah, I agree. But if you shut down the run game, you're going to shut down a lot of what Russell Wilson can do, right? So I would not be surprised if the Chiefs start maybe thinking about putting a spy on Wilson. Two of those runs that the quarterback draw runs that we've seen from Wilson have both worked pretty well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that another 2 times this week. Interesting name to see out there, Albert Okwuegbunam. That's something to talk about on Monday's show and Tuesday's show. Hopefully you all can join us for those. Just interesting that Albert O was a healthy scratch all season, and as soon as Hackett is gone, he's back out on the field. Hasn't looked great, hasn't done much of anything, but he is out there pretty consistently even now. Wilson throw to Sutton out to about the 34-yard line. 28 seconds. Oh, 28-yard line. Sorry, I mixed that up. Yeah, 28-yard line. So definitely in field goal range. Looking to maybe just run the ball. No, we're going to pass from the shotgun. Don't sack. Don't do that. Looks like it was a strip sack with a recovery by Casey. So everything I said about going this game at least tied up. I don't know why we don't just run the ball there. We have one more timeout. We're in field goal range. Is the ball moving forward? No, ball is not moving forward. So that is a strip sack. Man. Trying to watch. I'm really hoping this angle. No, it is a clean strip sack. Yeah. We'll see what they say there. But we got Cindy in here. Cindy, how are you doing? And Happy New Year to everybody. For sure. Happy New Year. Seeing the offense actually looking like they care, Andrew. Yeah. It's not been pretty by any means. But the defense is, keeping us in the game. And if this offense can go out there and continue to move the ball like we have, especially on, a couple of these drives, we've looked pretty good. We moved the ball. We scored a touchdown after an interception, which more or less. Crazy to see there. And they're saying it might be a forward pass. We might get lucky here, guys. I don't know. I really think there's not enough evidence to overturn it. They're not going to overturn the call on the field, I don't think, guys. Anyway, keep posting your comments and questions. We'll see what's going on here, and we'll start taking all of your questions at halftime as well. Don't forget about all the other content we have for you guys, to include Monday Night Orange Weekly After Dark. We got the pregame, postgame podcast. We got Tuesday Night Orange Weekly Bourbon Broncos No BS 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Didn't get the pregame showing today. Apologies for that, but hey, we are here now. So here's the call on the field. Yeah. If they had called that an incomplete pass, I think they would have. There's just not enough evidence to overturn it one way or the other. So we'll go into halftime. Chiefs are up 13-10. They will get the ball back to start the half, and defense is going to need to go out and find a way to make a stop because we just can't go down by 2 possessions against the Chiefs. Yeah, defense is going to have to do what they do. So let's see what questions you all have in terms of the game and the Broncos. But wow, they're not going to kneel it. Interesting. They're actually going to go for a deep pass. I need to stop talking. I'm just ruining everything. Chiefs are just about in field goal range. Chiefs are in field goal range. So it could be 16-10 going in halftime. Unless they go for it and they get a touchdown, and then it's 20-10 going in at halftime because I just keep screwing things up for us all. But hey, post your comments, post your questions. I want to see what you all have to say about the game. Let's see here. There we go. Awesome, guys. So again, my name is Kev Dan. Thanks for being here today. Lots of close calls. Should be halftime by now, but either way, I think the Chiefs are going to go for the field goal, assuming that this call stands as it was made. Hey, big news, guys. I'm going to go ahead and announce this now. You'll see more information on it later. So the 7-8 of you watching, congratulations. You're the first to hear. The fan appreciation episode will be January 24th, last Tuesday. Is that the last Tuesday in January? Let's see. January 2nd to last Tuesday of the month, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, fan appreciation episode. If you guys haven't joined us for that before, lots of fun. All we're doing is hanging out with y'all and giving away a bunch of prizes, Broncos swag, Orange Weekly swag, just to show our appreciation to you all as the fans. We're also going to have some awesome guest appearances. We'll have probably Jeff Legwold from ESPN. If he can work it into a schedule, we'll also try to have some other, well-known Broncos broadcasters and video makers, such as last year we had Brandon Perna. We'll try to get Des on this year from Broncos for Dummies. If you haven't seen Broncos for Dummies, definitely check it out. Des is hilarious and puts together some great videos. So, it'll be just a great time. Probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of us just hanging out with you all, playing some games, giving away some prizes, and just maybe kind of enjoying the fact that the season is over and we get to start fresh, right? So join us for January 24th fan appreciation episode. Okay, call on the field stands. 5 seconds to go. Chiefs are in field goal range. Let's see what they do. If I was smart, if I was them, I would just go for, field goal. But I think most teams have also kneeled down. But anyway, here we go. 51-yard field goal attempt. Hopefully they mess up like they did that point after earlier on. Let's see what they got here. Miss. That's me hoping. That's not what's actually happening. Oh, it was tipped. He missed. Yes, 13-10 going into halftime, and it is official. Um, the halftime hash is officially started. Glad to see y'all here. Clayton, good to see you. Sean, happy New Year to you as well, and Happy New Year to everybody else. Hey, you know what, Sean? Big oof. I can at least it's not last week. At least it's not the Christmas game against the Rams. I don't want to talk about that game. But here we are. We're only down by 3. Chiefs get the ball back to start the second half. Cody, we say way better start, but with that fumble by Wilson, can we blame the coach or the player? Well, that was a strip sack. You can't blame Wilson for that. I mean, it was on his blind side, everything, right? The problem is the offensive line. And I can't fault them too much. It just they're so piecemeal together, minus Reisner. Everyone else is second or third string out there. Some of them I think were even a practice squad at the beginning of the year. So we got an offensive line that is just getting dominated in the front, in the trenches. And that is not doing any good to Russell Wilson in terms of him getting hit, getting sacked, strip sacked. So I can't say that Wilson fumbled it. It's not like he was running and wasn't protecting the ball. He was trying to get the ball out, and the Chiefs player just got there, half a second, quicker. So that's going to happen. And I think it just goes back to the offensive line. You can look at that and blame Wilson, but I'm going to blame the offensive line for that, for not giving him the protection to get that ball out. So let's see. Yeah, Clayton, we got it. It is tough, man. It is tough against Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Those two players right there. You take away Smith Schuster and you take away their running back. I mean, you just put a team of like nobodies out there with Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and you're probably going to have a pretty good team. So, yeah, they've got to do something because we can't go out there, to start the second half, let Kansas City go down the field and make it a 2010 game. We just can't do that. If defense can find a way to stop them, that would be the best news possible. And then we get the ball back and have a chance to at least tie it. Don't know what happened with that field goal. I'd have to watch the replay at the end of the half there, but looks like it was tipped or not placed properly or something, but it was shanked way, way, way to the left there. So we got lucky on that for sure. Yeah, we're just gonna call it the game that never happened, the game that never was. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Clayton needs some screens. That'd be nice to see. But again, I think when you're looking at the offensive line, can we protect it, protect everyone enough and allow the play to set up enough to make that happen, right? But Andrew, I'm right there with you. The offensive line is the problem. So, Clayton, we're doing a great job holding them to points. Yeah. So, look, it was 27-0 last time we played them before the Broncos actually started to, wake up. Wasn't the case this time. We did go 3 and out to start the game, but we've had a couple really good drives. It's not been perfect, but we are in this game, at least at halftime. And that's, it wasn't like that last week. It wasn't like that last time we played the Chiefs earlier this year. So here we go. This is tough, man, because we've blitzed a couple times, but Mahomes is just so fast that it's a double-edged sword, man. Do you rush to put pressure on him, and then if he rolls out and gets away from the pressure, they were saying that they are on the same page so well that they're just playing street football at that point, street ball. They'll just find somebody. He just finds somebody that's open. It's probably gonna be Travis Kelce. So, or do you play man on man or a combination of zone, man, or whatever, and not put any pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and then still give him a lot of time in the pocket to make a play happen, right? So I like this. Let me phrase it this way, Clayton. I like to see more effective blitzing, but man, it's like Patrick Mahomes can just pick it up easily and read it and see it and move out of the way and then make a big play happen, right? So, but definitely need to keep the run game going for sure. D-Rock, can buy some QB pressures, please. Yep, Bonito needs to hit the gym. Yeah, Bonito's a name that we haven't really heard all year. I mean, maybe every now and then, he comes with a big play, but he is not. Considering we drafted him where we did, he hasn't done much this year. So it'll be interesting to see what he does next year. Hopefully, he's not a bust, but hopefully new coach comes in and gives these guys, actual practice, makes them work, and that pays off in the games. So we'll see. Um, don't worry. And Clayton's talking about sending stars, guys. If you want to donate to Orange Weekly, definitely appreciate it. By no means do you have to. If you want to help us out in a non-monetary way, please go visit us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all those podcast places. Give us that 5-star review, give us that rating, and that helps us out tremendously. So please, please, please do that. Helps us out a ton. Let's see, Clint. I think 3-step dropbacks for Russ. More of those. Some quick releases could help. It'd be interesting to see what they're gonna. I have no idea how they're gonna adjust. New head coach Otten is the one calling the plays, not Kubiak. So it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make, and they're going to have to do something on defense too, just to tighten it up, like you were saying earlier. So ready for the offseason. Oh, dude, Sean, you are telling me. Ready to see what the future holds and put the season in the past. Yeah. Look, this season was just a crapshoot for so many reasons. I mean, you look at everything that happened, and I don't want to badmouth Hackett. Look, I think Hackett would be a great guy to have a beer with. He seems like just such a nice dude. I'd love to just hang out with the guy, right? But when it comes to how he was running the football team, it wasn't working. Look, we've had 1 or 2 penalties today, and they said that we are still leading the NFL in penalties, and our penalties have gone down drastically over the last couple of weeks. We haven't been getting 11, 12 penalties per game like we did at the beginning of the season, and we are still leading the NFL. So that's how bad it is. The Cowboys are not far behind us in that regard. However, the Cowboys are going to the playoffs, and there's a difference there. So I am very optimistic about this team, though. People are done with Russ, and I say don't be. Look, I think this year was a fluke for so many reasons: the injuries, the coaching, the location change for him. Kind of just, and you see now, what he can do when we say, hey, move out of the pocket and run, be yourself. He can extend those plays. He can make things happen. So I think you get someone in there that allows him to be himself, and you're gonna see more positivity from Russell Wilson. Let's see, what point did Russ say, hey, I'm only getting like 2 seconds before I get hit. I need to just take off quicker, keep the defense on their toes, and make them not rush as hard. Yeah, and this is where I'm thinking I wouldn't be surprised if there's a spy on Russ in the second half. Now, I mean, he did only have those 2 runs. One was for a touchdown, though, but you get 2 more of those kinds of plays out of Russ in the second half. That could be a pretty big motivator. It could be a pretty big pickups for the Broncos offense. So it'd be interesting to see what adjustments the Chiefs are going to have to make against us. I can't say the last time I remember the Chiefs having to make adjustments against us, but here you are. It's something to look for sure. Yeah, Sutton's getting back into it. He's had several good catches. So has Jerry Jeudy. Been looking good there. Yeah. Hey, everyone, hit that like button, hit the share button. Definitely appreciate Clayton. 4 sacks and 1 pickup and 1 forced fumble yet. Okay. For us, hopefully that we get all of that, and that we're not getting sacked and everything, but we'll see for sure. Man, it'd be great to see him be a comeback player of the year. I just want him to get back to his old self, whether he gets a Pro Bowl nod or not for it. Like, just go back to being yourself. Extend the plays, move out of the pocket, find the open man. But, we get healthy again. We get an offensive line that can hold their own. And yeah, I think that's very, very, very possible. And I'm excited to see what happens next year. So now, am I going to go out? I am not going to give any I'm just saying this now, and I'm going to keep saying I will not give any predictions on our win-loss record for next year. I'm just not going there. I've done that for every year possible. This year I'm not doing it. Okay. We're bottom of the barrel team. A ton of power rankings have us ranked either last or second to last in the league. So I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not going to say anything about playoffs. I'm just going to ride. I'm just going to go for the ride and see where it takes me. Right. If it's a good ride, great. If it's not, well, we'll deal with that when it comes. Right. So, but let's see. Yeah. Involve the tight end more. I mean, we're spraying the ball out pretty evenly. I definitely think the tight ends need to be involved more in blocking right now to help out with the offensive line. So, you may not see a lot of throws to the tight ends, but that's probably because they're just being used for blocking. The way that the Chiefs splits and stuff, you've got to have help for those guys. If they were all starters, all healthy, top-notch offensive line, you could probably get away with it, right? They could handle their own and protect Russ, and we could get the tight ends more involved. But the way we're playing with this offensive line, I think more often than not, we need to use them for blocking. But that's just me. Yeah, one game at a time for this year. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do this next year. I'll call out, I'll give my game predictions, but I'm not gonna do, season predictions for the Broncos next year. I'm just not gonna do it. And if you guys hear me do it next year, go and like slap me through the computer. Like, Kevin, you said you were gonna do this. Shut up. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. So oh man. Yeah, hopefully we will win more games, Clay, and I completely agree. But I mean, it's tough to lose more games than we've lost already. So I wouldn't say we're rock bottom, but we're pretty dang close. Okay, what else do you guys all have comment wise from the game? Again, the Albert Okwuegbunam situation is interesting. I just find it odd that he's out there now that Hackett's gone, and it makes me wonder, man, what was going on behind those doors between Hackett and Alberto? Because healthy scratch all season long, after the first couple games, and almost like Hackett maybe wrote him off and said, no, you're just not the guy, but wasn't holding anybody else accountable. Like, I don't know. Now, granted, he hasn't gone out there today and done anything major. In fact, I don't have the box score up, so maybe if one of you guys do, how many catches Alberto has. Let's see, box score for the stats. I'd like to read these out for y'all and see what we got. Okay. Mahomes already has 270 passing yards versus our 173 passing yards, with Sutton having 16 of those. So, yeah, there you go. 191 yards on the ground. Oh, wow. This is an old game. That's wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm like, what? When did Cortland Sutton throw the ball? Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, let's try this for real, though. Mahomes has 239 yards passing. We only have 88 compared to the two. Rushing wise, Russell Wilson is our leading rusher, 23 yards. And let's see, looking at receiving, Alberto has been targeted 3 times with 0 catches. So interesting thing there. But anyway, guys, game's about to come back on. Don't forget to join us for all of our other content. Yeah, what do I want to see in the second half? All of it. Defense has to step up. Offense has to step up. We have to, if we don't put up 20, let's see. At this point, if we don't put up 24 points, we don't win. So we need at least 2 more touchdowns, at least. So, but yeah, we need to run the ball. Clayton, completely agree. We need to run the ball down the throat, ground and pound, and see what we do. But either way, guys, hey, last halftime hash for me is over. The one next week is still a go. Jared will be here. I'll be at the game. Enjoy the rest of the season, guys. I'll be here, tomorrow night and Tuesday night for the other shows. But appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all later. Take care, guys. Go Broncos.